3, 2, 1. Hello, YouTube. It's M1NDxBEND3R here with, once again, the Underestimator, who just hasn't left since the last one.
I've decided to live here against everyone else's will.
Yep.
So,
and what are we? Why are we here? Why are we here today?
I'm honestly not sure. Something about Star Trek, or is there a new video game coming out or something? I don't know. But anyway, he dragged me out, and here we are.
Out of the closet you were hiding in.
Exactly.
Eating all the rats.
Yep. They're much better when you cook them. Trust me. Just trust me on that.
No,
anyway, we're here anyway.
Okay, so we are here because we're gonna go see Star Wars.
Woo! Like, Star Wars.
The Force Awakens.
Woo! Force Awakens.
So what we're gonna do, if you're watching this video, we've already seen the movie. Not yet.
No, we haven't.
Right now, we have not seen the movie.
We have not seen the movie.
Right now, we are going to talk about what we think might happen and what we're kind of hoping for this movie. And then we're going to do a lovely jump cut and talk about what we thought of the movie after we've seen it.
Cool. It's good to know the plan.
I actually
You should have told me that before.
I really should have planned out how I was going to explain that.
Yeah, you really should have.
So, you're like, you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, right? You've
not really.
Played all the video games, read all the novels.
There are video
seen
games?
all 6 movies.
I have seen all 6 movies. However,
Did you?
It has been
Did you
years.
watch the third one?
I might not have seen the third one. I've seen 5 movies, but it's been a long time.
Did you see the cinematic masterpiece that was Star Wars: The Clone Wars?
Nope, I have not.
If any viewers are actually a fan of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the movie, I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
Okay, it's probably good. He just hates every movie.
Well, the show is good. The movie's not.
But anyway, I will have to admit that I am more of a Star Trek person than a Star Wars person. Although just slightly, I'm not even a hardcore
Where'd that
Star
Sharpie
Trek
go?
person. You missed the opening.
You just painted a target on your head.
Pretty much, but it's through the camera. They're not going to do anything.
Internet hatred. They're going to tell you to cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All you have to do is use big words and then ignore them after a while and pretend you won. That's
Indubitably. So, what do you think is going to happen in this movie?
Well,
to shut you up for 5 seconds.
I have seen one of the trailers at one point, so there will be some lightsabers and fighting, and there's a soccer ball robot.
I don't like how that looks.
I'm not a big fan either. We sell a stuffed animal of it at work. Nobody's bought it yet.
I'm against. It's called BB-8, by the way. I'm against it though. Maybe my opinion will change in the movie, but
I'm really hoping like R2-D2 will be in there.
I hope R2-D2 just like beats him up.
Yeah, that would be pretty epic.
Rolls right up to him and just kicks him like a ball.
Well, maybe not that much. That's a little extreme.
He would though.
It's not like it's a robot or anything.
R2-D2 is kind of a jerk. He'd do that.
Yeah, he's cool though.
Just walk.
It's kind of sad how they have to bleep out every single thing he says.
That is
a vulgar character.
That's not what's happening.
So, as you can tell, not a huge fan. We'll continue on.
I don't think that was ever a thing, people. Anyway, okay, so what in this movie? What could happen in this movie that would make you not enjoy it?
Ooh. I don't know. That's not a lot of things happen in movies that make me dislike them. I'm relatively easygoing with movies. I just like to sit there and enjoy it. Pretty much as long as it's not full of just like. As long as the whole thing isn't just a setup for the next movie, I'll be happy.
Absolutely.
If they do that, I'll be relatively disappointed.
Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yeah. Yeah, that was not a good one. But yeah, if it's just... Even the latest Avengers was kind of all a setup.
Right.
Age of Ultron, just in case you're watching this later on.
Right, I didn't...
It was good, but it wasn't amazing like the other one was. The other one was awesome, where I was on the edge.
The other one was all payoff. This one was all set up.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping the next one will be better.
Marvel,
don't hate me.
We're talking about Avengers now?
Yes. Well, aren't they going to be in Star Wars? Or am I misled?
You're very misled.
Oh, okay. I certainly hope Spock will be. If he's not, it will also be a bad movie.
Just destroy all credibility, why don't you?
Yes. I do best.
I think what would ruin the movie for me is if it's a Star Wars greatest hits.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
If it's like A New Hope, just with different characters, and they call whatever they use in place of a Death Star something different.
Oh, man. I never even thought of that.
If they do that,
could totally happen.
If they do that, I'll be disappointed.
He will walk out of the theater. I'll watch it.
I will walk out of the theater already having paid for the ticket.
Yes.
And
leave his popcorn behind for me to eat.
I'll complain, and I'll be like, I'm gonna go complain on the internet.
So if you see lots of complaints after this segment, you'll know what happened.
All right. What else is there? There has been a lot of speculation and kind of an internet meme even that Han Solo might die in The Force Awakens. What would you think of that?
I really hope you didn't spoil it.
We haven't seen it yet.
I mean,
it's just a prediction people have made. There's no proof.
He's getting old. He's gonna die someday. He's not like a Jedi or anything. It's just kind of.
I don't think he's gonna die of old age.
Well, he might. I mean, something's gonna kill him eventually.
What would you think if he died in this movie?
It'd be relatively sad unless it was a very epic, awesome death.
Would you be like?
Then I'd be okay with it.
Would it ruin the movie for you though?
Oh no, it wouldn't.
So if he died, you'd be, hey, that's all right.
As long as they do it right, I'd be plenty happy.
That's how I feel.
He's a cool character. He'd be missed. I'd be sad to miss him, but as long as he dies cool.
What if he falls into the Sarlacc pit?
As long as he falls in a cool way.
What if he
could do something pretty epic.
Gets ate by the giant tentacle monster.
Yeah, just as long as he goes in just flipping everyone off as he falls, that would be pretty awesome.
What's the Star Wars equivalent of a flip off?
I don't know. Yeah, I never even thought of that. Did they have something?
They had. There's curse words in Star Wars.
Oh, weird. Well, yeah, R2-D2 says all of them. So you don't get to hear them.
No, but like, there's one that's like, I think it's Kif. Calling someone a Kif is like our version of the F word.
Oh yeah, you can't swear.
I can't remember if it's Kif or Criff, but it's a huge. It's like a. It's a swear word. Shut up, Trekkie.
I have to not say anything. Forget there's younger viewers. Oh man,
it's just a legitimate discussion of. It's a legitimate conversation topic. Vulgarity in Star Wars.
Exactly. I just kind of realized I haven't been looking at the camera at all.
Oh, that's right.
Looking at the light over there.
Hey guys, sup? How are you? Let's see. Anything else about Star Wars?
I really hope they do like the rolling credit thing at the
beginning. Oh, they will for sure.
Where you have to read it really fast, and if you read slowly, it gets
just weeds out the weak.
Yeah. Eventually, you'll hear someone just be like, come on, I lost my place.
And leave the theater.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta buy a new ticket, wait an hour, give it another go.
How long of a movie is it? Is it going to be really long?
I should have researched that.
It better be a long movie.
If it's
with all this hype going on, it better not be a short.
Yeah, if it's 90 minutes, I'll be like, where's the Star Wars?
Yeah, I know. Because if I remember right, the old ones are relatively long.
Yeah. Boy,
they're
I
not
really
like
should
Harry Potter long.
I really should have
longer than the average movie.
I hope they're not Transformers long.
I hope so. Those are awesome.
3 hours. Well, to be fair,
it was like 4 hours, and that was cool the whole time.
Which one?
One of them. I think it was the 6th one.
The 6th one?
Yeah.
Of the 4 Transformers?
Oh, I meant Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the 6th one is really long. And
it was.
It's not that
it was
good.
They were awesome. The books were better, but the movies were cool. They followed them rather well.
The 6th one didn't.
Okay, the 6th one didn't, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
As a whole, compared to most movie-book combinations.
Yeah, okay. Compared to other
TV shows like Avatar.
Absolutely. Yeah, okay.
They followed it.
Compared to the other Harry Potter movies, it's not that great. But compared to, like, Hunger Games, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Star Wars. I forgot about that.
But Star Wars.
What about Star Wars?
I don't know.
On to Star Trek.
I had a bunch of questions I wanted to ask, and I didn't write them down.
Slow clap.
Well, okay. What do you think of the new Stormtroopers?
Oh, I don't even think I've seen them.
Really?
I watched part of one.
Okay, how about this? Then how about this? Do you think, because the Stormtroopers have a reputation of being the worst.
Yes, I do know of that.
Do you want them to be the worst in this
yes,
movie, or do you want them to be a threat?
I think they should hold true to the actual Stormtrooper thing, where they're all relatively useless, but there's a lot of them, and that's the problem.
I want them
to deal with.
I want them to be intimidating at some point, like I can't believe I'm going to do this. Remember Transformers 3?
Yeah.
When all those Decepticons just said, "Hey, Chicago sucks. Let's go destroy Chicago."
Pretty much.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, it was.
People were exploding.
It was cool.
And then all those Decepticons turned out to just be like no good as soon as actual Autobots showed up.
Pretty much.
I hope that the Stormtroopers get a moment.
All bite, no bark.
I hope the Stormtroopers get a moment where like, oh, they can be dangerous.
Okay.
But then once an actual Jedi rocks up, we're like, oh, but you're so bad.
Okay, I see that. That would make sense.
That would be good.
Like if they're cool against like lesser.
Right, like if we see them just obliterate some normal rebels.
Yeah.
I want to be like, okay, you are actual soldiers. You have had training.
Mm-hmm.
And they just put a blind man in armor and be like, here's a blaster.
But that was so cool about the original movies. I'm actually
so no one could.
I might actually have to disagree on that one. I hope they are useless like they used to be. It was cool.
It'd be kind. I don't want them to be useless.
It wouldn't feel as Star Wars if they weren't.
Well, they'd feel more like clones because the clones are quite adept.
I guess.
I don't want them to be useless. I want one of them to hit their head again.
Oh yeah, they have to do that. It's legendary.
But I don't want them to be so inept that it's like they shouldn't have the hero. We're watching the heroes and we're like they shouldn't have survived that.
Oh, okay.
Actual stormtroopers should have stopped them. I don't want there to be one of those moments.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah.
Also, just the name Stormtrooper is it's kind of lame. It detracts from them. I don't really care for it as much.
They took it from the Nazis.
Oh, they did? Oh, I didn't know that.
SS Stormtroopers.
Still, Stormtroopers is kind of it doesn't really sound cool.
How about Shock Troopers?
That's a little cooler.
How about Snow Troopers?
Yeah.
Scout Troopers.
Okay, no, you're going downhill now.
Flame Troopers.
There we go. Dragon Troopers.
That's not a real thing.
That's just
everything
that's
I just
awesome.
said was a real thing.
Oh, I thought you were making those up.
Nope. How about? Hang on, I got more. Scuba Troopers.
You're making that
I didn't
up.
make that up. That's
yes,
a real
you
thing.
Are. There's no way.
I'll show you a picture when we're done filming.
There is no
It's
way.
a real thing.
A scuba trooper. Really?
They look actually pretty good.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll
I probably
show
won't
you.
anyway. Once I see it, I'll still not believe it. Anyways, back to Star Wars. Away from
this is Star Wars.
Oh.
Stormtroopers is Star Wars. Scuba Troopers are clones, though. I don't know if there's Stormtrooper versions. There probably is.
Probably.
How about Death Troopers?
That's pretty cool.
It's a book that's not very good.
Oh.
A bunch of Stormtroopers turn into zombies.
Strange. Yeah, I can understand why it's not very good.
It's not good.
No.
Any more thoughts about Star Wars?
Kind of looking forward to seeing it.
Oh yeah,
That's
me
about
too.
it. That's all I can think of at the moment.
All right. Well, we will call this segment done.
Thank you for enjoying our conversation. It's kind of like
unless you didn't enjoy it, in which case we're so sorry.
It's just kind of like you're eavesdropping on our conversation. It's
you creep.
Just go away. This is an A to B conversation. Just dig your way out of it.
Skip right over C. Wait, which one am I? My A or B?
You're definitely B. I mean, what?
Why?
Why not? What do you think? I'm taller.
It's my
Deal
channel.
with it. No, it's not. I live here.
Oh, that's right.
Get out of my house.
Aww. Are you gonna take over the videos?
Pretty much.
I don't know how
I'll get to
this
see
works.
some really lame Transformer.
I saw him transform it once.
This one, if you take it apart piece by piece and assemble it into a robot, it transforms.
Or a doggy.
Yeah.
All right, let's go see Star Wars.
Woo,
All right, so Jump Cut is coming up. When you see our beautiful faces again, bring back that classic gag. When you see our beautiful faces again, we'll have seen Star Wars. We'll talk about what we thought of it.
And I'll try to look at the camera more instead of off into the distance at the light.
I won't.
I can't pull forward. I'll hit the cement thing.
You can try. All right, we're recording, by the way.
Okay.
I don't know. I still got to think about it, to be honest. I'm not sure if I liked it.
Really? I thought it was awesome.
I figured you would.
Yeah. It was really cool.
All right. Well, should we talk to the camera now?
Nah.
Just pretend it's not.
There's no light off to the side of it to look at anymore.
They don't
I don't know what to look at now.
Just look at us. Just look at, wait, look at the road is what you should be looking at.
It took you a while on that one.
Oh, boy. It's been 3 hours. All right, so we just watched Star Wars The Force Awakens. So without...
It was what, like the 4th movie or something?
Shut up. Without spoiling it,
Okay.
What did you think?
I thought the part where...
No! Don't do it! People haven't seen it yet.
At the beginning...
We'll do spoilers later, but for now, without spoiling it.
At the beginning, there actually is the yellow word that moves slowly away from you.
Oh my god, you know what?
It is amazing, and yes, it's true.
As soon as, like, the Star Wars popped up and oh, gee. And then Episode 7, I lost it at Episode 7. I was like, this is incredible.
I'm like, yay, it's actually a Star Wars.
It is a Star. It's sure, like, in the opening credits, I'm pretty sure it said, this is a Star. This is a Star Wars.
It is, yeah.
There are still Star Wars being fought.
There are.
So,
what'd
you think? Did you like it?
I thought it was awesome. I definitely liked it.
Good.
It was a wonderful, awesome movie. It was
Did it feel like a Star Wars movie?
Yes, very much.
Really?
Yep. I'd actually say it does.
I had issues.
There was a lot of the little subtle details that did make it a Star Wars movie.
They are there.
Yes.
I felt at some points it just didn't feel like a Star Wars movie.
They can't make it just like the
I know
old
they
ones,
can't, and I don't want them
be
to try, but I'm just
good.
saying there are parts where you're like, this feels like a J.J. Abrams movie, not a Star Wars movie.
I don't even know what a J.J. Abrams movie is.
Have you seen But Star Wars?
Yes, But Star Wars. Yeah, that sounded weird.
But Star Wars. So you liked it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Very much.
I also liked it. There was a lot...
So much that we get to watch it again with someone else this time.
There was a lot of, like, sometimes I liked it, sometimes I didn't. I'll get to it in spoilers. But there was a lot of, like, remember that time when...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There had to be a little bit
I know,
of that.
but...
There had to.
There was more than a little, I think.
No,
I think there was a little bit too much.
I don't think there was enough. I thought they should have mentioned a couple things, because it's like...
Really?
Hey, remember when we did this exact same thing before? And they didn't even mention a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of like, oh, come on.
How about...
Just a little something would have been nice.
How about Kylo Ren?
He was the bad guy with the cool mask, right?
Yes.
Okay. The whole time I was trying to figure out what his name was.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. That's 2 words, I'm sure, right?
I don't know, actually.
Because I thought he was one of the Knights of Ren or something like that.
They called him that. They kind of mentioned that, like, maybe that's where he came up with his name.
Okay.
I don't know. What'd you think of him?
I thought, well, he was cool until he took the mask off.
Right?
His face was not very good.
That's what I thought, too.
I was expecting at least a little bit cooler.
He pulled
off his mask. He just looks like some punk 13-year-old.
He pulled off the mask. I was like, you are a high schooler in cosplay.
Yeah. Is he played by Zac Efron?
That was funny. I'm glad you thought that, too.
Yeah. Like, okay, the voice is cool, it works, the mask is cool, the attitude, the mannerisms are cool.
He pulls off the mask.
Pulls off his mask.
Oh, boy.
It's above his face.
Oh, son.
Yeah.
Oh, child. You are a young man.
I'm not going to say my pun I was going to say, because that might ruin spoilers section.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow.
Yeah, I agree with you. He looked like a pouty kid.
You know, I'm like...
But why did the mouth, when he took it off, why did the mouth part unclip?
I don't know.
Like, what did that...
Why not?
I don't know. It just
how it
weird.
attaches to the face. They needed to make sure to cover all
you know
of
what?
that
I
face.
spent so much time, more time than I should have, wondering if that mask had a visor or not.
Oh,
because
it didn't when you saw it.
Right, when you saw it from the side, there was nothing. But then when like people looked at him, there was like a little bit of reflection. So I'm like, is there a visor in there?
There's a visor kind of back.
Really deep set.
Yeah. But I'm just really glad the breathing was not the same as Darth Vader's.
Right.
I'm so glad they made that
and
different.
the voice. Because
that would have been so bad if it was.
I just thought of it. If there was no visor in there and it was just him looking out, he wouldn't be able to see very well.
Yeah.
That is a tiny slit.
I like a cool mask. In the poster, or some sort of poster I saw,
yeah,
the silver parts of it I thought were gold, and it was cooler that way.
Oh, that would have been nice.
But they were silver.
It did, you know what? It looked more Sith being silver.
Yeah.
I think. So he was pretty good. I mean...
He was cool.
Keep the mask on next time.
Yeah. I think the disappointment of a face actually kind of fits with
what
him
if he
as
had
a
been like
character.
What if he had been like disfigured? Like he pulls it off and he's just
with the story.
Scarred and messed up.
That wouldn't make any sense with the storyline. Why would he possibly be scarred and disfigured?
I don't know. What did you think? Here's an issue I was having.
Okay.
Tell me, what did you think of the aliens? All the aliens that they just show in the background.
I thought they were very fitting with the Star Wars style.
I thought they were very hit and miss.
Really?
I thought, like, there were a few I was like, that fits perfectly. That looks like a Star Wars character. And there were some where it's like, I was just like, that's just generic sci-fi. And
no, I didn't really see any generic sci-fi aliens.
Okay.
They were very Star Wars, where they're all kind of corny and kind of...
Right. They did do that. I like that.
It's like
there were a few that were very clearly...
You're going to be an alien, you get to design your costume.
There were a few that were very clearly animatronics. Next one.
Oh, okay.
Which I was happy with. There were a few that were very clearly just machines or puppets.
Yeah.
I was like, that's good.
That was cool.
But the issue I had with them was I didn't see any aliens that I've seen before.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I never thought of that. There should have been
some
that we
like,
recognized.
There were a couple. There was a couple times I was like, I think that's this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most, like, I wanted to recognize some, like,
you can't even see us at all on the film.
I know. But you can hear our voices.
Oh, good point.
But like Twi'leks, you know, the people in Star Wars that have the two tails in the back of their heads?
Okay.
They are like, they're very iconic aliens. They're in almost every movie.
Yeah.
I wanted to see, I'm so surprised we didn't see one.
Oh.
Because they're like the generic alien, like, poster boy.
Huh. Strange.
I just wish we would have seen more recognizable aliens.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Then again, well, no, this doesn't. I was gonna say then again, it's like a different time period, but that doesn't excuse it.
Still should be some of the same alien.
Aliens are still
around.
about.
Yeah.
They've been around a while.
They have.
The droids were different though.
Yeah, a few of them. They all had the same kind of concept.
Which I didn't like.
I actually did like the soccer ball one. Very
much. He
fit
on me.
very, very well, I think.
Alright, so call it for non-spoilers and we'll spoil it from here on out.
I guess that's enough non-spoilers.
Sounds good.
Peace out.
Here we go. Let's get this train wreck rolling.
Hey. No, you get to get the train rolling before the wreck.
I said no tangents.
You can't get the wreck rolling. That's the point of a wreck.
So we just saw The Force Awakens.
Yes, we did, and then we talked about it for an hour and realized the camera was dead after
It was
12
not
minutes.
an hour.
It felt like an hour.
Talking to you always feels like an hour.
Well, hey, why not?
So let's talk some Star Wars spoilers. How about Captain Phasma? What did you think of Captain Phasma and her sweet, sweet chrome armor?
Kind of cool, but kind of useless. Way too obvious. Oh, maybe it's like camouflage for in the tunnels. Like, she looks like the metal surroundings. Like, the regular stormtroopers are supposed to be out in the snow.
That's oddly specific.
And then she's supposed to be, like, in the building commanding stuff, but she's also camouflaged. Dude, that's why it's all shiny like that.
I think it's just...
I just figured it out.
Okay.
Good thing you never pressed record.
Believe that if you want.
Okay, so she was cool. She was urban camouflage for the inside of the Death Star 2, or 4, or however many they've done.
Star Killer Base. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about Star Killer Base.
Which is a really lame name.
Oh, that was another thing. George Lucas wanted to call Luke Skywalker Luke Starkiller.
Oh, I've heard about that before, yeah. Yeah, that's probably where it comes from, Starkiller Base.
That's absolutely where it comes from.
But yeah,
so Starkiller Base
was basically
just
another
the Death Star.
Yeah.
Destroyed 5 planets instead of 1.
Yep. So it did better than the Death Star. Maybe next time they build a Death Star, it'll do even better.
Stop building Death Stars.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
I want it to.
They're going to keep doing it.
Remember when I said I'm afraid of it being A New Hope Part 2?
Mm-hmm.
It felt like that.
No.
Not the whole movie. Not the whole movie.
Just because there's a presence
hang
of
on.
Death Star.
Hang on. Let me think this through.
Yeah.
So the movie starts with a person on a desert. There's a rescue. There's a rescue on the Starkiller Base, and then they blow it up at the end, just like A New Hope.
It's like how they do it in every single movie.
I don't like that.
Django Unchained, the same concept.
Django Unchained isn't a Star Wars movie.
But it's still a movie. That's the general concept of a movie that has a plot.
What did you think of Starkiller Base being the Death Star?
It was kind of cool in concept. Like, I mean, it was cooler than the Death Star because the Death Star was like completely manufactured and artificial.
This is made out of a planet.
Yeah,
that was a cool idea.
Myself. It was made out of a planet. I don't know why I needed to repeat that.
Because I said it first.
Yeah.
Because I saw the movie faster than you.
You did. I watched it just as fast as you did.
I like.
You know it.
Well, I had a moment of hope when Poe Dameron was like, you know, oh, it's like the Death Star. oh, I wish it was like the Death Star, and then he explains it. I'm like, that's just the Death Star.
Yeah, I'm really glad it didn't have the same vent where you have to fly through the little the passageway. And
they're like, hey, remember how he destroyed the Death Star?
Yeah, they built this one exactly the same.
They haven't learned.
And it was epic when he got the X-Wing
in there.
Yeah, like in the little spot he was supposed to destroy, just shooting everything away and then flies it out. I thought there's no way he was getting out of there. But
I kind of thought, I thought
it was gonna. He'd blow up as much as he can, and
taking
he got
one
too
for
far,
the team.
and then he's gonna kamikaze it.
Speaking of taking one for the team, Han Solo.
Oh yeah,
he bloody took one for the team.
Killed his son.
What?
Oh wait, no.
So his son, so Kylo Ren turns out to be Ben Solo.
Yep. Han Solo's son, if you can tell by the last name.
It's not a coincidence.
Nope, it's not. They are actually spelled the same and related. But anyway, I kind of thought when it was going down, he was holding the lightsaber and stuff, I thought the son was going to take a swing at Han Solo. Solo would like dodge it, or just dodge it, he can't block it, jump out of the way, and then shoot one and kill the son. Like he was just out of reflex. He'd end up doing that just because he's getting attacked, he attacks back, and it would turn out to be fatal.
I expected him to die.
Or at least the son would have like stabbed Han Solo, and then Solo would have like shot him or took an arm off or done something as like a permanent reminder to him. I thought he wasn't going to escape unscathed.
I was watching the scene, and
you did that. So
I know my brother almost came in here.
Almost.
Can't have that.
With the brisk nod of the head.
What's family? I was thinking to myself.
I explained that much better the first time. This is disappointing.
Well, quit being disappointing.
Really disappointing.
I was thinking to myself, this is the first
movie
movie out of a trilogy. They're not going to kill Kylo Ren or have him come back to the light side.
I thought they weren't going to
right away.
Kill Han Solo. It's the first movie.
He's been in 3 others. Anyway, so I kind of figured I was like, there's no way he's getting out of this one alive. Like Kylo Ren isn't going to come to the light side. It's too soon.
I don't think he's ever going to come to the light side.
I think he will eventually.
No, that's ridiculous. He's too far.
Well,
too far gone.
Okay, we'll see. How about his master, Mr. Snoke?
Oh yeah, the really giant guy. That's
probably not giant.
Probably not giant.
I hope he's
disappointing.
I hope he's really short.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
He's just like
giant, intimidating hologram.
What a voice.
You know what would have been cool?
Huh.
Is like, never mind. That wouldn't have been cool.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
I'll just sit here and wonder. What a voice though for Snoke. Like I should look up who did his voice because
you should.
He was terrifying.
You should tell me because I'd never even know.
Right.
But you explained the story of like who he is.
Well, who I think he is.
Let's try to do it just as good as the last time.
I'll try to do it better. I think Snoke is Darth Plagueis. Hang on, I have to explain this though because people are saying,
you totally missed it.
Darth Plagueis died in the first, or was supposed to have died in the third one. What? Darth Plagueis could stop death. He could stop people from dying.
Yeah.
Darth Sidious kills him in his sleep.
Okay. Sucks at stopping death.
Apparently. I don't think he killed him. I think he thought he killed him, and Plagueis brought himself back. I think...
But Plagueis was dead. How does a dead person bring himself back? Once you're dead, you don't do a lot of moving
he was
and whatever.
Incredibly powerful and
how did he get killed in his sleep if he's a
I don't think he did. I don't think he died at all. It's just a theory. That's just my guess. Because, granted, Snoke looks a little different than Plagueis does, but the only time we've seen Plagueis is in the expanded universe, which is no longer canon, so they can make him look like whatever they want.
Pretty much.
That'd be cool, because...
He did have a pretty wicked scar across his face.
Yeah.
I was thinking by some strange way he could have been Darth Vader.
Darth Vader came back to the light side when he died, though.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
That was like the whole point of Star Wars. Alright, what other spoilers are there to talk? How about the stormtrooper who Finn threatens with a lightsaber? Let's talk about Finn first.
Finn, Ned, yes.
Finn and Ned, Mr. Finn Nederson.
And I can't remember anything we talked about the first time. And
Good.
This is really bothering me.
So Finn is a stormtrooper.
Yes.
Who switches sides
very
immediately.
Yep. which, I don't know, it doesn't make much sense to me.
Me neither. Because they are they say in the movie these stormtroopers are taken from their families before, like as infants, they are raised from birth to be stormtroopers.
Well, honestly, if you're
I
taken
feel like they
from
should
your
have, like,
family as an infant and raised to be a stormtrooper, that's not a very good life. I think
No,
once
of
you
course
see
it's
the
not.
first slightest opportunity to exit that, I think
But
you'll
no,
take it.
because see, here's the thing. That's the only life you've ever known.
They still don't have to like it.
They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know anything better. They wouldn't know.
No, they wouldn't know anything better, but they do know that what they're doing right now is bad.
I don't
It's
think they
like
would.
not enjoyable for them.
I don't think they would. I think they would be like, "Come on, people just keep coming in here."
Yeah.
I think they would be like, "This is what I've been taught how to do. This is the only thing I know how to do."
Yeah, but in all honesty, he just watched his friend die and rub his face, so that's a pretty traumatic experience, and I think you'll rethink your life when that happens.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So Finn,
But he could have been less obvious just standing there.
right,
as, like,
not shooting.
All
the other stormtroopers, they were into that.
And
They
you
were
just like shoot, but not at the people, just kind of off to the side a little bit.
You
Don't make
are-
it that obvious.
You are part of a military that is notorious for missing.
Yeah, and you just stand there and don't
Just
shoot.
don't hit anyone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
so
maybe part of the really bad at hitting the target would be if he's trying to miss. He's just going to be taking out people left and right.
he's just hitting other stormtroopers.
Yeah. Oh crap! No, sorry, I didn't mean that.
Kills Kylo Ren in the first scene. Okay, so speaking of stormtroopers, you mentioned you wanted them to be dumb and inept.
Which they were. It was too.
What you think?
I think that was to my expectations.
They were about.
They were pretty bad at aiming, but
They
not
weren't
so
bad.
bad that it's like really.
Also, I feel like I got my scene of them being dangerous.
Okay, when was that?
The very first scene, just them coming
Oh
down
yeah,
and just
where they
massacring
just tore through a
people.
village and then killed an entire village.
That's what. To say that's what I wanted sound bad. They showed them being dangerous.
Yeah, showed that they're not incompetent, but then throughout the movie they proved that they are incompetent.
I love the scene when Kylo Ren is just hacking away at the torture chamber. Those two stormtroopers just like, oh boy, let's get out of here.
Oh, you know how like Kylo Ren was not at all happy with the performance of the stormtroopers?
Mm-hmm.
How they're like the
Bad.
new version of the clones?
Bad at their job.
I bet he's gonna try to bring back clones.
Ooh, that'd be cool. What do people? Hang on, let me think.
Oh,
about
I
that.
bet he will. He'll try to do something because the stormtroopers let him down.
Also, he really hated that that general.
Yeah.
He'd probably do it just to spite him.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the general guy was all like, "Yeah, stormtroopers,"
Oh,
and
what
he's
was
like,
his
"They're
name?
useless."
General Hux. Hux
Yeah.
was his name.
Not a very memorable name.
No, not a very memorable character. He yelled a lot.
Yeah, he did. But like, I thought Kylo Ren would have just cut him in half.
Right.
At one point
You know
because
what?
they
I
kept
like that they
incinerating.
put Kylo Ren like he's not the guy in charge.
Yeah.
He's just like Kylo Ren in this movie is just he's just an Imperial agent.
He's like a figurehead.
Not
He
even
inspires
because
fear into
I think
the
he
other
takes
people.
orders from Hux. Like in A New Hope, Vader wasn't the leader either. He took orders from Tarkin.
Yeah.
I think they put Kylo Ren in that scenario as well, which I thought was kind of nice.
It didn't seem like he was taking orders from.
He was at least equal. Like Hux had no problem. Like you're no good, you know. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing better than. Like no one would talk back to someone who's.
Yeah, but
A,
nobody would
wielding the
hack
dark-
up the console thing into bazillion pieces.
I'm just
right
saying.
in front of
Clearly,
you
they
and
were
superior.
they were like equals.
I think they were equals.
Like
But whoever the leader of the both of them were favored Hux over Kylo Ren.
Okay.
That's what.
Otherwise,
I think it
Kylo
was.
Ren would just
rank-wise
cut him
they were.
down.
Yeah, rank-wise they were equal.
All right.
The other one was respected more. Kylo Ren was just kind of like a pet to him.
Oh, what else should we talk about? The end of the
What did we
movie.
miss?
The end of the movie. It's the end of A New Hope.
No.
Destroy the Death Star. That's
Well,
not
they have
the
to
Death
destroy
Star.
something big at the end, or else it's not much of a movie. Or else the entire
Now I said
thing is just a
I said
setup.
this the first time. The end of the movie had just been them rescuing Rey. I would have been okay with that. If it
I
had
wouldn't.
just been a rescue.
No, not flashy enough for the ending of a big movie like that. If they didn't do that, the entire movie would just be set up for the next movie. They need to have some sort of a conclusion to it that's big and good enough to conclude the whole movie.
I can see the setup bit, but I still would have preferred that.
You're weird. Anyway.
What else is there? Let's talk about Luke.
Luke.
He's barely in the movie.
Yeah, he's old and at the end.
Oh, but
Really old. And honestly, when Chewie lands Millennium Falcon, He could have done
Could've
it not
waited.
at the very bottom of all the stairs, and she had to spend like an hour walking up these stairs.
Never told them where she was going.
Yeah.
They were probably just still standing there like, oh, I hope she found him.
Yeah. Maybe she's dead. Maybe she needed our backup an hour ago.
Oh boy.
This is going to take some explaining if we figure this out.
You know what I wish they would have shown? Like, first of all, BB-8 is not getting up those stairs.
Yeah, there's no way.
He's staying with the ship. I like that they
Neither
showed in
is
the
Archie.
movie how he goes downstairs, though.
Yeah.
And it's like a really creepy and intense scene, and in the background you just see BB-8 being like, I just need to concentrate on going down these
One
stairs.
stair at a time.
That was pretty good.
It was.
All right, so...
Honestly, the BB-8 robot, not a disappointment.
No.
I liked him.
Grew
Very
on me.
fitting, very Star Wars, very new Star Wars, I think. It's a good
I was okay with him.
evolution from...
I said I didn't like him before. He grew on me in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was all right with BB-8.
Respectable.
Let's wrap this up. We got to wrap this up.
All right. Out of 7 stars, how much would you rate it?
6.5. It's not perfect.
It is not perfect, but then again, 7 out of 7 isn't necessarily perfect.
It's very
That's what
good.
I would rate it as.
It's very good, though.
Yep. If you went over, then it's perfect.
All right.
So it's right at a... Fulfilled my expectations, plus a little bit more. Great movie.
I'm still thinking
I'm
about that. I'm
looking forward to when we see it again for the first time.
Right. If anyone
Due
asks.
to terrible planning, mostly by my part, entirely by my part.
And Shanghaiing me into it.
Yes. Well, you agreed, so you're going with anyway.
I agreed before you told me this thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm still in.
You're
All
in.
right.
And you want to see it, I can tell.
I do. You're right.
Exactly.
I want to see
You're
that.
with it. We'll get to
I
watch
want to
more
see
Easter
Kylo
eggs.
Ren's dopey face again.
Oh gosh. Did we already? Yeah, we talked about
We
that
talked
on
about
the
that.
ride. Okay, good. I'm
All
glad
right.
that part's not lost.
Well, thanks for sticking around after
You're welcome.
filming error.
Thanks for forcing me to do this, not once, but twice. And might I remind you, I brought 2 lights over here
that we
that
did
are not
use.
turned on. They're just distracting me, and I'm making more eye contact with those than you or the camera.
Well, I've been Mindbender.
And I am still the underestimator.
Bye, everybody.
Peace out.